Political parties strategize on Anambra governorship election and the 2022 off-cycle governorship polls. Gale of defections as political actors assess options ahead of the 2023 general elections. Local government employees go spiritual on the third tier's financial autonomy as Kaduna local councils enter a date with destiny. Also on political update today, police, opinion leaders and elders preach peace ahead of Kaduna local government polls. I'm Fisai Ogunfuyi. Welcome. President Muhammadu Buhari has formally thrown his weight behind Senator Andy Uba, candidate of the governing APC for the forthcoming Anambra governorship election, urging the people to rally around him in the greater interest of the state. This was when he granted audience to the APC candidate in the build-up to the election scheduled for November 6.
APC candidate for the forthcoming Anambra governorship election, Senator Andy Uba, formally received the governing party's flag from President Muhammadu Buhari. Senator Andy Uba was accompanied to the State House by the chairman, APC caretaker, and extraordinary convention planning committee, and governor of Yobe State, Mai Malabuni, and members of the Presidential Campaign Council for the Anambra governorship election, led by the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodimma. President Muhammadu Buhari described as gladdening the emergence of Senator Andy Uba as the APC flag bearer for the election and promised him necessary support within the limits of the law.
I'm particularly happy today because I know how steadfast Andy has been, and I formally welcome you with great pleasure for winning the candidature, to participate as a gubernatorial candidate of your state. I certainly wish you the best of luck, and I will very closely continue to follow you. I'm anxious for your success.
Both the chairman of the APC caretaker and extraordinary convention planning committee and that of the Presidential Campaign Council expressed absolute confidence in the ability of the governing party to win the Anambra governorship election.
Your Excellency, Anambra used to be our weakest link, but it may interest you to note that since after concluding our primaries, we've been receiving new entrants into the party. Anambra is ripe for us to win because we are doing our best to ensure that all the leaders are working together to ensure that APC succeeds at the end of the day.
Mr. President, we have a good product. We've done our homework very well. We've converted so far majority of the political class in Anambra State into believing our story. In fact, most people that joined us today joined us because they believe in your integrity and they believe that working with you, Nigeria will be better. Your name has opened many doors for us. By the grace of God, we'll come out very successful, and they will not betray the confidence reposed on us by the party.
Speaking to newsmen shortly after, the APC candidate, Senator Andy Uba, described the presidential endorsement of his candidacy as a fulfilling moral booster and indeed reassuring.
I was surprised at the endorsement of Mr. President. What he said to me today came from his heart. Everybody was shocked at what he said. He said, I've been looking forward to seeing you, looking forward to working with you, and I wish you well. I'll be following you so that at the end, Anambra will be APC state. I was shocked at that.
The Anambra governorship election comes up on Saturday, November 6, 2021.
Now, during the week, there was a slight change in the Federal Executive Council. The Minister of Agriculture, Mohammed Sabo Nenuno, from Kano State, was released of his position and also affected in the cabinet reshuffle. Affected by President Muhammadu Buhari was the Minister of Power, Salim Aman, from Taraba State. The Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, announced those changes.
No reason has been given for the sack of the two ministers of Agriculture and Power who came on board on the 21st of August 2019. Presidential spokesman Femi Adesina, however, disclosed that government projects and programs implementation have been subjected to independent and critical self-review. This, he said, helped to identify and strengthen weak areas, close gaps, build cohesion and synergy in governance, manage the economy, and improve the delivery of public good.
And as this administration approaches its critical phase in the second term, I have found it essential to reinvigorate this cabinet in a manner that will deepen its capacity to consolidate legacy achievements. Accordingly, a few changes marking the beginning of a continuous process have been approved. Ministers leaving the cabinet: Mohammed Sabo Nanono, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, and 2, Engineer Saleh Maman, Minister of Power.
Consequently, Dr. Muhammad Mahamoud, Minister of Environment, has been redeployed to the Ministry of Agriculture, while Abubakar Aliyu, Minister of State for Works and Housing, assumed office as Minister of Power.
In due course, substantive nominations will be made to fill the consequential vacancies in accordance with the requirements of the Constitution.
While reiterating that this process shall be continuous, presidential spokesman Femi Adesina confirmed that President Muhammadu Buhari personally met the departing ministers and thanked them for the invaluable services rendered to the nation.
The All Progressive Congress Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee has ratified and adopted the results of the party's nationwide ward congresses held on Saturday, the 31st of July 2021.
In a statement, John James Akpao-Adoedehe, National Secretary, Caretaker Committee, the party also approved the immediate inauguration of ward executive by state caretaker committees. The statement directed that the conduct of nationwide local government congresses should proceed accordingly on Saturday, September 4th, 2021, as contained in the official timetable and schedule of activities released by the party. Meanwhile, the Zenith Labour Party has formally presented Obiora Okonkwo as its consensus governorship candidate ahead of the November 6 polls in Anambra State. National chairman of the party, Dan Nwanyang, says Zenith Labour Party's choice for Obiora Okonkwo as the party's flag bearer is to entrench a people-oriented political culture as an avenue to impact lives using individuals with vast leadership skills.
There must be debates. You must come and tell Anambra people what you have done for yourself, what you have done for the people of Anambra State and your constituency, what you do about unemployment, what you do about the economy of the state.
We have hidden treasures in Anambra State that we will unlock, we will untap to triple our budget in the first 1 year.
The candidate Obiora Okonkwo says revamping the economy through technical education and youth engagement, as well as improving security, will be top on his agenda.
The Commissioner of Police of Kano State Command, Abdullahi Mudashiru, has ordered strict enforcement of the restriction of human and vehicular movement within Kaduna State. That's ahead of the polls there. This is in compliance with the directive of the state government. Spokesman of the command, ASP Mohammed Jalige, says the restriction of movement will take effect from midnight Friday, the 3rd of September, and covers all entrances into the state and within the 23 local government areas where the elections will be held. Now, talking about the election, we have joining us Prince Sule Ikosani, Sami, political analyst. While we wait for a report from Kaduna State about the level of preparedness for the polls, let's quickly go to our interview. Prince, you are here. You've stayed in Kaduna all your life. What are we expecting tomorrow in terms of turnout?
Yeah, the turnout is certainly going to be good, and the reason is because a lot of sensitization had actually gone through the entire state, because if you remember very well, a few years ago when he actually conducted the local government election within the state, a lot of people thought the turnout would not be as good, but funny enough, because of the good road that he had actually constructed all around the state, it's very easy for people in the suburbs to come to towns and actually vote. So based on the readings and all the feelers we have around, the turnout in Kaduna is going to be excellent, and we're hoping that a lot of people will be passionate to actually vote for their local government, because local government is the key now in Kaduna, because that's where development is happening right now.
All right, if the report is ready, the Kaduna State Independent Electoral Commission, KADCOM, says all is set for the long-awaited local government election scheduled for Saturday, the 4th of September.
Election materials are being deployed down to council areas. Training of ad hoc staff have been concluded, and stakeholders are at their best. The only area of concern is the issue of insecurity in the hinterlands.
Thursday or Friday. On Friday, we had some issues in Kutamashi, where after the training, some of the trainees were going back to their local governments and were attacked by bandits on the road. But thank God that nobody was seriously hurt. Somebody was hurt, but he's out of hospital now. We thank God for that. And there are areas that have serious security challenges, but we're working around it with the security agencies in the state. So we believe that they are up to task and that they will ensure security on that day.
The Commission appeals to politicians to assist the Commission conduct peaceful and acceptable elections.
We would like this election to be peaceful. Elections are a matter of the choice of the people. That's what democracy is all about. And I would plead with them to allow the choice of the people to prevail. Let the people choose who they want to superintend over their affairs. If you believe so strongly that you have something to offer, convince the electorate to vote for you. But I want to plead with them that violence should not be part of a democratic process.
Katsima assures people of Kano State of free, fair, and credible local government polls.
All right, the SIEC is called Kasima. Let's, come back to Prince Sani. The challenge we've known, in Kaduna for a while has been that of insecurity and all that, but that must be something that the authorities should be looking out for, especially in terms of, when you look at the areas that have recorded incessant, clashes over time. And some of this could also have some political undertones, so they should be looking at that as well.
Yes. Yeah, if you look at Kaduna, it's the heartbeat of northern politics, whether we like it or not. So virtually, Kaduna is the only state in Nigeria that has everyone playing there. Every tribe in this country is in Kaduna. And I can tell you that despite all these challenges you see, whenever there is election, you don't even hear all these crises. People actually do turn up to vote. Look at the past election 2019. Look at the record turnout of votes. And there was a lot of crises. Those crises were there. The last election, same thing. So I can tell you that people will come out. Security, the governor is doing so well concerning security. Our federal government has been doing a lot, especially surrounding area, because most of the connected states, are connected to all these forests that are actually very well connected to Kaduna. So the issue of securing the area is actually a national thing. And I can tell you, it's not stopping anything. The training is ongoing in virtually every ward in the state. Some even within the state capital now. All these election officials are actually undergoing training. I'm sure they should be done by mid-afternoon today. And I think the only thing I'm disappointed is that the opposition party are not really showing a very serious, they are not fighting.
We wait until the D-Day to see how the turnout is.
But you can see how they, when someone is actually giving a fight for opposition, you will see signs. You see, but it's okay. Why I'm actually saying that, because I really want us being charged. I want the opposition to keep on charging us so that we can continue doing better.
All right, let's move on very shortly. And still talking about local government, elections at the moment. The Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees has gone spiritual to see God's intervention over the prolonged struggle for actualization of political and financial autonomy. The divine intercession, which took place simultaneously across the 774 local government councils of the Federation, is hoped will bring out a turnaround in grassroots governance to properly address issues like crime, criminality, and underdevelopment.
Rahman, Ya Rahman, Allah, you should look our tears. Allah, you should observe, you should look at the fasting we have been observing. We pray in our houses, in our mosques, churches. Oh Allah, answer our prayer.
It is time to fix Nigeria. It is time to fix local government. Once we fix local government, we'll fix Nigeria. Over 80% of Nigerian present, beginning the nation, are traceable to the Nile and Miss Annie and Miss Rue and people from local government form. Once we are able to achieve local government autonomy, all these problems shall cease automatically.
The state structure for the second-tier administration is almost modeling out the local government system. And that is retarding development and growth. And then, factored by the insecurity we have here, is as a result of the fact that the councils are underfunded.
All right, the third tier says it is no longer even appealing to the political class, it's now going straight to the Almighty. Now, moving on, 6 members of the Anambra State House of Assembly on the platform of the All Progressive Grand Alliance have defected in the past week to the All Progressive Congress. Chairman APC, Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, and Yobe State Governor Mai Malabuni received the lawmakers in Abuja.
The 6 state legislators Tuesday joined some bigwigs who did same last week to pick up the broom as the progressive symbol of choice. The lawmakers were immediately presented with the APC flag at the end of a strategic meeting held behind closed doors. Chairman APC Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Governor Mai Malabuni, restated the party's determination to win the Anambra governorship election, hence the zeal in engaging critical stakeholders in Anambra State.
As it is said, the season that promised good harvest can be known from its winter. So by mere looking at what is happening, especially now that the state assembly members have started joining, you know, the grassroots is moving. Anambra is moving into APC.
And the Southeast people have woken up and they were committed to making sure that our people will join the national politics and be part and parcel of the project Nigeria.
We just have to come out and mass support the party in the center. We've got to link ourselves to the national grid.
We're not just representing the grassroots, we are the root of the grass.
Because when you nourish the roots, the grass is taken care of. The election is going to be very smooth, free, and fair.
The brief ceremony held at Imo State Governor's Lodge was attended by top members of the party, including governors of Lagos, Osun, Kogi, and Imo States.
All right, we'll talk about that as we conclude, but still talking Anambra politics, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has declared Valentine Ozigbo as the validly nominated candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the forthcoming governorship election in Anambra State. A 3-member panel presided over by the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongbam Mensem, unanimously upheld the 2 appeals filed by Ozigbo and the PDP. The appellate court, in 2 judgments, set aside the decision of a trial court, which had earlier declared Senator Ugochukwu Ubah as PDP's candidate, and the court held that the primary election held at the Professor Dora Akunyili Women's Center, Oka, was conducted in line with the law and the party's guidelines. And finally, the PDP Benue House of Representatives caucus has rejected calls for a state of emergency due to the security situation in the state.
We call on all traditional, political, and neutral persons with the interest of Benue at heart to intervene and foster unity for the common good of our entire state. We also call on the leadership of the National Assembly to intervene.
As we go for the home run, Prince Sani Sule Sani Eko is right here with me. We'll be looking at 2 issues, but let's start, with some of the issues raised by, the local government workers there in terms of autonomy, financial autonomy. Most especially, they have even taken it spiritual at this time because nothing, according to them, is trickling down.
Yeah, I was advised Nolge to actually those funds that they are spending on media. Let them be using your advocacy to actually go in their localities. Because Mr. President actually It's a strong proponent of financial autonomy of local government. You could hear about even seeking for judicial autonomy by this government. He even went ahead to even write executive order bill concerning the autonomy of judiciary and legislature in the state. So the president is with them. The Nigerians are with them. So such funds should be used for advocacy to actually educate people that this is very important and people should participate in local politics, local electioneering, not to come to Abuja and gather and pray and talk on TV. No, they should use those funds and actually create a lot of awareness in our community so that people will see local government election and local government offices as a center so that we can actually manage this country very well. Because there is a lot happening in our local governments that if we concentrate there, a lot of all this urbanization that is happening and all this insecurity being built because people don't actually look at where most of these local areas is actually a problem. So we need to actually focus more in our states, in our local government, so that people will be very well aware of governance start from grassroots, not just looking up to the federal government or APC or Buhari. Your state, your local government. So NUGE should be investing money in such advocacy. This is actually my call for them. However, financial autonomy for local government is the way to go. Most of our APC governors are on that track. Because I can mention like 2 states right now. If you go there, the local government do their budget, they follow their finances, they execute them, they generate their revenue, they remit to state. Remit are actually started in APC states in this country, if you are not aware. Even the IPPS payment, that there's a state-owned that was actually created in some of these are APC states. So we are very passionate about direct politics in our local government, direct governance in our local government. So local government autonomy, I'm very strong proponent of it. I'm an advocate of it. I think we could do better as a country when the local government have the autonomy they need and the judicial autonomy they need and the financial autonomy they need so that they'll be able to rule from the grassroots.
And it's here again, when the wind of elections are blowing, we see defections, cross-carpeting, ship jumping, all over the place.
You know, it's normal when you see, like Anambra people.
Some are writing their, people have made these allegations and some are even writing their party logos in pencil so that they can quickly use it.
No, you see, let me even look at Anambra. Anambra people are very smart. Typically, you know, Igbo people are very smart people. So they actually saw the wind. They saw the infrastructural win of the APC from the thought from.
If we don't.
You have to look at the East-West Road. If I live in Anambra today or Enugu, and I see what Mr. President is doing on the East-West Road, I don't need to come out and tell people I'm APC. So they see that win. They see, in fact, in the next 1 year or 2, the businesses in the Southeast would actually be 40 times more. This is I'm telling you real analysis now. The real analysis that is on ground now. People can cross easily to this state without any form of wahala. There are a lot of projects from Sukuk to East-West Road and all that. So if you are in Anambra today, the win will be very clear to you that, I have to jump to APC. And that's why you are seeing some of them moving.
I must try to see if I could balance this, but, we still have yet another, program on Tuesday. Prince Suleiko, thank you very much for coming. Of course, we see the results. The other parties are saying they are also gearing up for these elections, and we'll also get all their views next week. Of course, earlier in the week, we had, the APC caucus in Benue, and the PDP caucus also had their say today, talking about the issues there and trying to resolve them. As we always say on the program, play your politics for the greater good, nation building at this time, as we have seen around the world. Countries battering down the arches against discordant tunes for development. Mr. Ogunfe is my name. Thanking you for being a part of today's program, urging you to stick with the Africa's largest and finest and best, the Nigerian Television Authority, where we give you unbeatable news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Bye-bye now.